In this video, we are going to understand a little bit about the Tableau interface, and it's very simple to use. If you have any of the table open, you can just close and you can see a sheet like this, which is blank. We have sheet number 1 named right here. If you want to change the sheet name, you can change it from the bottom. Just double click and just make it database or whatever name you want to give. And we can enter new worksheets as well, new dashboards and new story. So all of these options look similar that we have in Excel. Now on the top, we have columns and rows. So we can either use these to drag and drop the data, or we can either use this. So this looks like a table. This is rows and these are columns. So if you don't want to, let's say, use this above fields, you can use and drag and drop the data here as well. Let's suppose that we want the region wise fields, and region should be in rows and data should be here. So this is a look of a table. What we'll do is on our left, we can see all the tables and all the measure names. Remember, measure names are all of those fields which can be summed up, which is in numbers. So whatever you can sum up will be called measure names, and whatever is the data fields, that is called as tables. So let's put regions here. You will notice that when we hold it, this looks like a pill, and that's why in Tableau it is called a pill. So what you can do is just hold it and you can place it anywhere you want. Whenever you see the screen sign, there is where you can drop it. Let's say I want to drop it in rows. So whenever this turns blue, just release the mouse. So what this will do is, even though your database has repeated region names, it will only mention the unique ones. So we have the database in which there are no duplicates. And also you will notice on the top, the rows is filled with regions. So that means, let me just remove this. Just click here, remove. I can place it either here or we can place it here as well. Both works similarly. Both works in the same way. Now we want region wise sales. So what we will do in the next column, what we can do is just from the measures field, let's say we want the sales total. Let's hold this pill and place it right here. Show me, and we'll show you the results. So defense sale is this, Gulberg sale is this, and same goes for all the other regions. That looks quite similar to what we see normally in pivot table and dashboard reporting. But if you haven't tried that, that's okay. This is how this function works. Okay, let's try one more thing. Let's remove this altogether. And databases, let's remove that as well. Now once we remove this, you will notice that the sales are still showing here as a total without the regions, and it's shown right here in the marks field. Now what is this marks field? What is this filters pages? We will use that practically and then we will understand about that. But just skip it for now. Let's remove it from here, and that's how our database gets empty. Let's make an other analysis now. Let's say that I want the salesperson wise sales for each region. So the salesperson names should appear here in the rows, the regions should appear in the columns, and the data should appear here. Let's put the salesperson drag and drop right here. But after that, you won't be able to see the columns data. So what we can do is either hold the region and go to the top. Here we can drop it. You can see little dotted lines. That means it is still able to work. If we drop it, it will show us in column wise. But if you don't want to use it like that, you can put the regions right here on the top in the columns field. But what about the data? Data can be simply put in the center. Let's drag and drop it in the center, and we have all the sales showing for each region according to the salesperson. And whenever we select any kind of field that is related to numbers, it is measures and it shows automatically in the marks field. And the cool thing about this analysis is whenever you place your cursor on any of the number, it shows the summary that the region is Gulberg, salesperson name is Hamid, and the sales total is this amount. So it's easier for you to read. Okay, until now we have easily created the report both column wise and row wise, where we can see each salesperson sales in different regions, and these are the amounts. But let's say that we want to see salesperson wise product sales. That means for each salesperson, let's say Saad, how many products have this person sold and what is the individual amounts. So we want to break it further into products as well. That means we want to keep the salesperson, but we want to add the products in the rows. So what we do is the beverage items. Since all the products are beverages, let me just drag and drop it in rows as well. So what this will do is it has replaced it with beverage. I don't want that. So instead what we will do is if we put the salesperson again, but this time we will put it in the starting. Notice that if you see this sign, that means if you see the angles on all sides, this means that it will be replaced like this. But if you want to put it in the starting, just put it in the starting. That means it has a first preference. The data will be arranged in beverage first, and then within each beverage comes the salespersons. So beverage is first, and then in each beverage, the salesperson are shown. How much have each salesperson sold for that particular beverage? But we don't want that. Control Z. If we want the salesperson wise beverage sales, that means the salesperson should be the primary preference. And within that salesperson, how much each beverage is sold by that salesperson, we want the opposite result. So what we'll do is just hold the beverage item, and this time not in the starting, but we will go in the corner next to it, and you again see a dotted line at the right end. This is where we drop it, and now it is arranged in the salesperson sequence. That means for each salesperson, what is the beverage details for each region sold. So as you can see, it's a pretty detailed analysis that we have just created with a simple drag and drop. Let's make it simple. What we can do is just remove the sum from here and just remove all these fields from here as well. Or otherwise we can just click on clear sheet from the top. So clear sheet, and all of them are cleared. Let's make a simple analysis. Beverage wise sales amount. So that's done. Now if we want to convert this particular analysis into any kind of chart, on our right we have each and every chart available. So we can convert it to pie chart, we can convert it into horizontal bar, vertical bar, which is called bar chart. We can do in any way we want. Let's convert it into the stack bar like this. No, this is not visually appealing. So let's convert it into this style. So as you can see, immediately the data is now converted into graphical form. And that's how easy it is to work on Tableau. Okay, let's see one more thing, that if you want to convert it back to data, what we do is just click on this first one. You can see a little data here. When we click on that, it is converted back to data. Now, one more thing, guys, that if we want to use the column and rows both, but let's say that we see, for example, beverage wise region sales, but we feel that regions should be in rows and the beverage should be in column. Instead of removing all of this back to default, what we will do is we will switch it up. Just put the beverage above and regions down. Now it's arranged with regions in the rows and beverage in the columns. And we have the same analysis shown right here. So that's how easy it is to work on the Tableau. Now let's say and take another example. Let's say that we want to see the region-wise sales for each beverage, but we want to filter it for a particular salesperson, and we don't want to place the salesperson within the data that we have done recently, because this expands the data. We don't want that. We want to apply any kind of filter. So what we do is we will put the salesperson in the filter section, and we can filter by anything. We can filter by Ali, Arshad, Hamid, whatever we want. And after that, we can click on apply. Let's filter by Saad. Click on apply, click OK. Now the filter is applicable on salesperson, and this sale for each region and for each beverage is shown only for Saad. If you want to clear the filters, just clear it from here. Click on the drop down, click clear filter, and we are back to original results. But whenever we want to apply any kind of filter, you can just drag and drop it here, and we can select multiple salespersons as well. Click on apply, and now we have the results like that. Now let's take another example. Let's clear all of this back to the default, and let's put two areas. Let's fill in two areas. Let's put the region in the rows and the salespersons in the columns. We have this data shown like this. But when we want to convert it into a chart, it doesn't show anything. Why? Because it always needs a total to be created, and then it can represent that in any chart you want. Okay, let's clear back to the default. And now let's create a new analysis. Let's say that we want to see the salesperson wise sales. So just put the salespersons in the rows, and we want totals. So we will put the sales amount next to it. Now this shows the sum. If we convert it into any kind of, let's say, stack bar, or let's say this bar. Okay, so this bar. Now on the marks field, it is set to automatic. What is automatic is whatever we have selected is the current result style. But let's say that we want to change the chart type to line. So just we have to switch it up and it will turn it into line. We can change it to area style and we can flip it however we want. We can turn it into squares. We can turn it into circles, shapes, and all of that stuff. But right now we can see all of these results are in rows because the sum is automatically done column wise and the salesperson is shown in rows. What if we want to flip it? That means we want the same chart but in the vertical sequence for bar chart. On the top you can see this flip function. Basically what it does is it will swap the rows with columns. So whatever is in the rows will become columns, the columns will become rows, and that's a very convenient function. Just click on it and you can see right away the sum is shifted to rows and the salesperson is shifted to columns. So whenever you feel that the results are not how you want it to be shown, you can switch it up just like that. Now, if you want to change the colors of the bars, it's very simple as well. In the marks, we have all of this customization. So marks means all kind of customizations can be done. If you want to increase the size, you want to insert new labels or edit existing labels, all of them can be done here. Let's change the color. Let's make it this pink color, and it can immediately switch between colors however you want. I think this one looks good. You want to add some effects, you can add some effects as well. Let's say we want to add multiple colors. On the borders, you will notice that on the borders it is changing the colors. This one is the main chart, this one is for borders. So for borders, let's try it again. Let's make it yellow borders. You will notice that the borders turned yellow here. So let's select any suitable color. I think this dark gray looks nice. You can increase or decrease opacity here. Similarly, we can change the size of it. Let's say we want to reduce the size or thickness of the chart. You can easily do that. If you want to increase it, you can do that as well. Let's click on the labels now. Show mark labels. What it does is right now we only see the graphical representation, but what if you want to see the total sales amount? You don't have to hover over each bar. So in that case, what you can do is just click on show mark labels and it will show the sales amount next to each bar. Now, what if you want to show each salesperson in a different color? What we can do is just hold the salesperson again and just drag it to the color. So now each salesperson represents a different color. So see how cool and easy it is to do that. And let's assign different colors. Let's say that we want to manually assign each color. What we can do after that is just go to the colors, click on edit colors, and it shows the data item and the color represents. So Ali represents blue color, Arshad represents orange color. So if you want to customize any of them, you can just do it easily. Let's select any one of them, choose a different color, and now Ali represents purple, or let's say brown. You can choose or assign any palette, and you can also use different color schemes that we see here. You can choose any combination you want. So after that, you click on apply and all the color schemes change accordingly. Now, what if you want to convert this particular chart into a pie chart? It's very simple to do. On our right, we have the show me options. So if we click on this, it will be hidden and it increases our space. But whenever we want that, we can just click on it and we can use that. Some of them are grayed out. That means the applicable data is not perfect for the charts. That's why it cannot be applied. Even though if we click on it, it will do nothing there. So only the suitable charts will be shown. Let's convert it into pie chart. Click here and now it's converted. Now on the bottom, we can easily see the parameters required for this chart to be created. For pie charts use, at the bottom, you can see the Myers, Myers 2 and dimensions. So basically we need the comparison and what do you want to compare. And not only that, whatever dimensions is shown here, whenever the chart is inserted, you will see all of that parameters here in the marks as well. That means you can easily filter out or customize whatever you want. So these are some of the functionalities to get you familiar with the interface and use different functions in Tableau. Just try this by yourself and I will see you in the next one.